opinion or something. I'm not quite sure. So that probably won't be the most intriguing event. I don't even know if they'll be streaming there. So who knows if you can even watch it. But it looks like we're gonna have a quick little start off here for Raise Your Weapon, or not Raise Your Weapon. So for purple, sorry. I can name Raise Your Weapon and the purple team Raise Your Weapon 2. No, that's terrible. Let's not do that. Purple running down. I like the combo of. I mean, Cogma Terry is kind of a weird combo. It's typically not a combo you'd see, or that I've seen. Not that it doesn't work, but usually you'd want like a Nunu, Janna, something like that to roll with Cogma. Tark doesn't quite have the peel that you necessarily want, and he's kind of a little bit tends to be, he can be slightly more aggressive, which Cogma really just wants to sit back till he's 6 and then just win the lane, dominate it.
30 seconds until minions
It's really his goal. Looks like they're positioned to protect blue right here. Tyrion's probably going to back. Purple team spread out here to try to catch an invasion, but no one's going to invade. Everybody being, good sports. Looks like Lee Sin will get a little help here.
minions have spawned.
So Otter will be going top against Galio. That's kind of interesting. And will we see Dusty Virus mid? I've seen some AP Malphites recently, but I don't know if that's exactly. I saw that from Sharks last time, I believe, and not from Dusty Virus. So I don't know necessarily what's going on there. Yeah, so I'm interested to see if this is actually how it starts. If they kind of tricked each other, because maybe Galio thought that they were gonna swap, so they swapped the Malphite and Galio in response. Should be pretty interesting. Otter taking that first harassment from Galio. Good early ward in the Tribush, catch an early gank. It's not going to be there. Gank top, but it's going to be a fail. Boss Cow sniffing that one out. Antran, typical jungle pass to actually see Lee Sin come up for a gank, although usually you would look for red, and we're already going to see the swap right here. Again, smart play. They kind of outthought. It wasn't smart play, they actually outthought themselves. They thought, you know what, they're going to switch in response to us having this lineup. Let's switch because they know that we know. Instead, blue team was like, no, we're just gonna go to lane, unless they knew that they knew that they knew, and then okay, never mind. Let's leave that out of the picture. We don't need that. Get that out of here. Lee Sin's gonna finally go over, pick up his red. Kog'Maw level 2 with pushing on a little bit, but yeah, he has to back off here. Doesn't have the best defense early game. They have a little bit of sustain with Tarek, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Tarek just simply because you get out of this early game and he's a stun bot, and that's all he is. Where a character like Janna, let's say, if you play her correctly. Last game, not a good example because it was lagging, being horrible, and all things like that. You basically just have to get past the first few levels until your AD carries actually get lifesteal. Once they get lifesteal items and they get all that stuff, sustains only really for the early stages. Once both characters get their boots, get their double Doran's Bathe, their Vamp Scepter, it's all good. You don't need a sustained support anymore. And then Janna takes over because in teamfight she's way better. And wow, misses that Sonic Wave. That Sonic Wave would have possibly been death for Dexter, or at least would have given him a good run for his money. Still had flash heal up, so he probably would have been fine, but still unfortunate. And Antran actually going in here, that's a mistake. Safeguards away just in time to get enough distance. They do have team heal though, so they are kind of baiting this in here. I'm just waiting for it to pop up. TK Rain needs to be very, very careful. Team heal still not popped yet, it looks like. And wow, late team heal comes in there. Antran's going to safeguard away, and they need to beat feet. Coming out with a good first blood. Great action down there. Dexter a little too selfish with that team heal. And Tark's gonna fall. But like I was saying, once both the ADs get their lifesteal, they're good. And Jaina's gonna pull through and be a better character later in the game. And Tarek, he's fabulous, but that's about it. I like Tricycle's 24 CS to 25, so they're pretty even in mid. Looks like Udyr's swooping up around here. On to Otter. Otter not level 6. He's going to get slowed and have the speed up, so just trying to get a little bit more room. Flash is going to not actually take the stun hit. Now he's going to take the stun hit under tower. No Ignite to follow this up, and Otter was just barely escaped from this and puts one last hit onto Matt. Matt almost tying to the turret in there. Needs to be a little bit careful. Now he's trying to actually possibly run down the barrier, but he knows he's just playing a game with Dusty Virus. Dusty Virus has no mana actually to Q, so interesting little game being played right here. Otter tempting fates. Dusty Virus actually making a mean face right there. He has 72 mana. Seismic Shard's 75, so he actually didn't have enough mana. He just wanted to make it look like he possibly did. He was going to go in on him. Possible play would have been if you got vision of Malphite before he came out. Just click on him, check, know the mana of Seismic Shard, and then try to make an educated guess on whether he can actually do it or not. Then for sure. Bot's actually getting put down by a lot of health. And trying doing a little bit of a cute steal there. Now, as long as it's on your path, it's good. Although typically, invasion-wise, if you can actually just farm your own side of the jungle, it's a little bit more effective than just trying to go steal your opponents. Yes, it takes some experience away from taking the big wraith is good, but at the same time, it's like you really want the buffs. The buffs are the key. If you're gonna invade, and top kill right there, Otter running down Malphite. So Malphite Otter stayed up there with not a lot of health, so Malphite getting played a little bit, and Otter even has team heal there, so maybe he's going to try to bait something. That could be what we're seeing here. Condemned against the wall is mad. That should give enough breathing room for Otter, though he's taking the angle is not the best, but he is going to escape. Devatiel just in case, and Lee Sin's going to come in onto mid to Galio, picking up that kill. Right now, blue team looks pretty good. They have the first 3 kills of the game. They're up about 2k. Or about 1.2k actually. Ooh, a little bit of a greedy tornado howling gale right there, and Saruda's barely gonna escape out of that. And now they're both gonna have to back. That was, it has a long range. You don't have to you don't have to force it out there. Saruda, don't worry about howling gale. We'll charge it up, anticipate. You can be safe and still throw it. Although maybe he's gonna back anyways. I don't know, but still very, very dangerous. And what Kog'Maw and Tarek should do right here is Tarek's going to shatter, yes, and they're going to push this lane as hard as they can. And that is the correct move to deny their opponent's experience. About 2 waves building up here. Although, with a quick buy, Edgel's actually going to be back in time to save some of this. So, good on them, getting off a quick buy, knowing they had enough money, know what they wanted to go back for. Not wasting any time getting back in on this. Blue buff for I like tricycles. It's gonna be all the better for him. He's actually point blank with Boss Cow right now. Don't know if that's necessarily the best idea. Lee Sin coming down, maybe looking for a gank onto Galio, and he blind Sonic Waves. That's pretty interesting. Malphite pretty scared up here. Really, Otter's up. He's up 2 levels. He's zoned out pretty well. He has a ton of burst damage because he's a hyper carry, and a battle underneath turret. And Boss Cow, Galio trying to get a kill there on the tricycles, but not good enough under a turret. That is not necessarily how you want to go for kills. A little bit dangerous there. And blue also with the better warding right now. Obviously, they got Dragon. No ward for Otter, but he's proven that he's able to escape his captors pretty well, or the ganks pretty well. So, and there's the ward as I say it. So now he knows that he needs to look out. Morgana doing what she should do and pushing this lane very, very hard into the turret, trying some more experience for Boss Cow by the time he does get back. Save coming in from Janna down low, getting caught out just a little bit. TK needs to be careful he doesn't get hit by that living artillery. Try to give a little bit of support to his teammate there. Oof. And wow, one more hit and he's dead. Great bubble by Janna, saving TK Rain. Otherwise, TK Rain would have been dead. Mystic shot, True Shot Barrage actually going to miss. And hit the fountain. Touchdown for the True Shot Barrage. I like Tricycles. Doing a little work here. Ooh. Plans for his demise have been set, but Matt is spotted out by the ward, so he will be safe. Perfectly safe. I mean, I like Tricycles. He's winning. He essentially wins this right now. He's ahead in CS. Boss Cow's died a couple times to him, so he actually has an assist and a kill on his lane. So he's getting tons of gold that way. And Dexter coming in, or Entran coming in bottom, and he said his Lee Sin was rusty, but apparently it's doing perfectly fine. His Lee Sin looks like it's on target, and Pink Ward is there. They will clear this out dragon. They could think about a dragon if they wanted to. They're pretty low. They have to be very confident if they want to do that. So Lee Sin here. He's max leveled Sonic Wave. That is good. It provides him the most damage for doing these dragons. As you can see here, it's helping him tear down this dragon very quickly, and this will be an easy dragon for blue. Completely safe. Meanwhile, purple's staying in their lanes farming, which is the correct response. And Otter getting in way too much trouble on top, but he flashes out of it. It's going to condemn Matt as he tries to chase, so Otter tempting fate and coming out on top, playing a little danger games up there. And Trend now invading, encroaching on the territory of Udyr yet again. We're interested to see if he puts down a ward at any time. So he's going to rotate up, see that Udyr has cleared this. And he's going to be hard on his trail. And he's going to come up behind, wants to kill Dusty Virus, sees it in, will he land the Sonic Wave? He will miss the Sonic Wave, take a lot of turrets, and now he's very low, going to safeguard to his own ward, trying to escape out of this, but he will be run down by the Bear Stance, possibly. Gallia running into Antran, so does not look good for you, buddy. And he will finally go down to Format. Format picking up the kill. Assists by Malphite and Galio. Morgana's pushed up this turret yet again. And has about 20 CS lead on top of those kills, so again, you know, Morgana's going to be a better threat even than Galio in these team fights going forward. You also have the double bubble for the AD carry display, and good steal actually here by Matt. This heads up by him going in here and taking this blue buff away from Morgana. That'll actually help out, relieve some pressure from Galio getting pushed mid. The Bosco is going to really enjoy Matt for that. Dusty Virus going, no Otter, you cannot blue pill. Although at this point, I kind of want Otter to leave my lane. If I was Malphite, I'd be like, please just leave us alone. I'm tired of your ridiculous damage and output. No, he's going to chase him down to the turret. He needs to be careful. Otter does not have flash or heal yet. Antran realizes blue is missing, so instead they're going to converge possibly on purple's blue, although purple's blue is not up yet. I like Tricycles. Sees the Galio. That's it. Apparently just going to high five, just run around here. And purple should be backing off. Yeah, they should know that Morgana is up in this area. They should be all sorts of getaway. Darkbind's going to miss. I like Tricycles. Better luck next time. Golems, Darkbindings, otherwise you have nothing. Dusty Fire's looking weak again. There's an ult onto Otter. Otter's in a little bit of trouble, but he decides to ult. This is one more true. Oh, wow. Silver Bolts. Was trying to get that, but the slam. Gonna prevail. That armor. So good. Yeah, one last silver would have killed, but you couldn't get it off, buddy. Too much kite movement there, not enough shooty. But great job of Malphite, you know, breaking up with his Unstoppable Forces ult. Good little fight for him to actually get a kill on Vayne up top. And the top back from Malphite. You know, Malphite typically... That's the one thing, it's like when someone's like, that would have killed you, and you're just like, yeah, that's right, it would have. But it didn't. That's so unfortunate. You were so close. Matt gonna give this over to Galio. Galio's gonna be able to spam and push back on Morgana now, which is perfect for them. 3-man push bottom, although Antran not revealing himself. Now he's gonna reveal himself. Safeguards the TK Raiders, taking 3 turret hits. That's not good. Dives on by Antran. True Shot Barrage coming in. Heals coming in. All sorts of heals coming in. Dexter popping his team heal in response, as well as the Tark heal coming in to try to protect him. And no one rotating down to try to help this push out yet, but they don't need to. Antran falling back into the jungle. Galio going Chalice. Of course, Galio does scale better off of, or can scale with MR due to his passive, so it's a good buy. Typically, you won't see a lot of characters in League of Legends actually buy a Chalice. I know Ori, Dark Binding misses again. I like Tricycles. Dark Bindings are not on today. I've seen them before where those Dark Bindings have been money, but today, not so. And Otter's taking a lot of harassment from Dusty Virus. Dusty Virus is kind of getting the better of Otter actually up here with this Malphite, which is pretty cool to see. Another Dark Binding miss. Maybe he was trying to last hit with it. That's what I'd say. Antran coming up here, trying to protect that Sonic Wave, just misses by a centimeter, by a pixel. This pixel shot's so disappointing. Antran being a good guy, warding for Otter up top here. Otter trying to use that lifesteal that he has from 3 Doran's Blades to help him out. Meanwhile, Malphite has finished his Glacial Shroud, which is perfect for him. Wave being cleared, or trying to be cleared at turret, it looks like. Cogba not going to eat it on his way in. Looking at bottom CS, TK Rain. Oh, engagement onto here. Morgana's actually going to get the better of Galio here, coming out ahead. Impressive, and meanwhile Otter gets a kill top. I tried to look at CS for 1 second and bam, just like that. Looking at bottom, TK ran 123 CS versus Kog'Maw's 130, so Kog'Maw's still last hitting better even though he's been advanced his turret for a lot of the time they spent bottom here. And there is Malphite's horrible, twisted, deformed corpse. He's so sad. So sad. And I like Tricycles. He's been able to farm up pretty well. Kog'Maw still leading the game in farm, which is what you would expect from Dexter. Dexter does main AD. Very solid player. TK Rain does as well. Now they actually have Oracles on Janna, so that's actually going to give Blue a lot of control over trying to catch out some wards, control Dragon, and such. They have Antran bottom. They actually have 4 rotated bottom. They might try to pick off a kill, then go for a Dragon, although they clearly did see them with this ward here. Janna needs to get a little bit more roam on, clear out that. Antran meanwhile is going to come in the back and start Dragon ahead of time. I believe they can just barely see that actually. And we're going to have another Dragon for Blue, easy. So Blue going to back out of this with another Dragon rotating down. Sharks isn't going to have anything to do with it. Or do about it. Boss Cow and Matt doing work. Closing in on another Blue, but Morgana, I like Tricycles. He says, no, that's my Blue. Meanwhile, Otter comes down, chunks Matt for a heavy amount of damage. Black Shield actually goes on to Otter. Otter's actually going to be able to escape out of his idol. Durant, no condemn for him yet. Now he's going to pop out. Soul Shackle just barely going off. Great kick out there by Lee Sin, freeing up. I like Tricycles. I like Tricycles coming in for support. Might try to land a Dark Binding, taking the correct angle to throw an end to tower. Will Matt be able to dodge it? Matt will just barely be able to dodge it. Meanwhile, Otter is on the hunt, has that movement speed bonus from his passive, but he's taking way too much damage from a turret. Team heals to try to bait in some aggression here, and Dark Binding will just barely land. Just enough damage on here. They're kiting back and forth. Matt's going to pick up a kill, and now we're going to roll out of here in some serious action right there. 3 people low, finally clearing it out. And that'll be that. Meanwhile, a trade bottom. So it's actually a team ace bottom traded too. So crazy fights all over the map there. Crazy kiting. Top turret will fall. 12-5 kills right now. 7k gold lead for Blue. Blue looking very strong. As we move farther in this game, we're just heading towards that 20-minute mark. Where ideal farming says that somehow you should have 200 CS. None of these guys are really too close. Can't fault them. In a perfect world, whatever. 10 CS a minute. How dare you? So we're going to come down there and get some XP for himself. As far as Janna build, I don't agree with the Kage's lucky pick. I know a lot of supports are like, yeah, let's get as many gold per 5 items as you like. Well, the Kage's lucky pick, in my opinion, is kind of a waste of money. You should be spending it onto a Shirelia's Revelry quicker. That's more helpful to your team. Makes you even more tanky. Gives you more cooldown, and just overall is a better item than going a Kage's lucky pick, in my opinion. So that's something I would tweak in his build. Meanwhile, Tarek, his build's pretty standard. He doesn't have a Kage's lucky pick. Of course, he's not doesn't have as many assists and support as Janna does. Has died a few more times as well. Actually has more experience though. He is level 11. Janna is behind a level. Meanwhile, Soul Shackle just trying to defend herself. That's why she's popping that. Not actually going to be aggressive there. Otter rotating down, sitting in this brush here, waiting for his prey. It might go on to Galio eventually. Who knows? And nope. He's going to try to steal herself a blue Wraith. Galio running into this. Here comes Morgana, going to eat a straight Dark Binding if they follow this in. Lee Sin coming around the top side. Sonic Wave will land. Resonating Strike. He's going to idle around, try to protect himself, but he will fall before that. Assault Force comes in, pops up both heroes. Otter's going to juke out with his ult. Dusty Virus running away. Meanwhile, Uter just sitting in mid. He's going to come in here for a stun, try to protect his field, maybe, but Dusty Virus is going to be absolutely bursted down. Has a lot of armor, but not a lot of magic resist. And Morgana's going to chunk the crap out of him. Meanwhile, Otter rolling in, tumbling in. Matt has to run for his life here. Too much pressure in mid. They will pick up mid turret. Meanwhile, Janna dying bottom. Bottom, has been dealt with pretty handily. Up 20 CS now, way farther ahead in build, except for I would say that, Last Whisper is in effect, but so the Last Whisper is kind of smart because what you have here is you're against a Tarek. Oh, they're gonna pick up 2 turrets mid even. But you have a Tarek, so going Last Whisper, you're actually dealing with a lot of armor enhancement just from his aura, stuff like that. Plus, you're dealing with a Malphite who obviously is just going to stack all the armor in the world. So Last Whisper, rushing it, not necessarily the worst idea. So it looks like that's what TK is doing. He's going kind of like budget items. Didn't want to spend too much money on like a BF sword and try to rotate into one of those big items. Just want to get a bunch of little items, try to add it up because since he is behind Kog'Maw at this point. Kill death-wise, he's actually ahead by about 1 kill, but interested to see what they move forward with. Kog'Maw's actually finished a Phantom Dancer. That is pretty scary. Kog'Maw going the Wriggles Phantom Dancer build, which it isn't too bad. It's just generally you do more damage and you trunk people better if you go Infinity Edge, but I can understand. I can understand the Wriggles play. It's easier to last hit in lane. And there we go. We have the teleport in by Morgana. Misses the Dark Binding. Not even Tricycles. Just not having a good day with that. Dexter dodging a great Sonic Wave there. But now Antran is left all alone. Going to be picked up by that Living Artillery. And goodbye, Mr. Antran. Great Dark Binding land there. Sharks is going to eat a lot of damage, but it won't kill him, and there's no way they can follow that up. Now TK Rain is in. Morgana might want to come back onto this, so he really cut out just a little bit here. Flashes to try to stay safe. Howling Gale coming back in. And now we see the rotate down by Morgana. The unfortunate thing, too, to mention is that since Janet did... Oh, great! Dark Binding there. Morgana's actually going to be focused down right away. Janet's going to ult right after the Idol of Durand, but TK Rain looks like he's in a lot of trouble. He's going to flash, try to Arcane Shift out of this if he can. Lerton just going to barely land. Will Ignite finish off. I do not know. He needs to dodge another skill shot, but he will not be able to do it. Boss guy's going to pick up the kill there, bottom. Meanwhile, top being pushed around quite a bit. Dusty Virus playing Ring Around the Roser with Otter. Otter does not care. He has true damage. He does not care for your armor. Bottom turret probably going to fall now. Antran moving in here. Although I don't think he can actually take this one-on-one. The Kog'Maw, especially, yeah, I mean, they still have 3 bottom. It's way too much damage. At least he cannot actually tank that. The key to this game is that actually blue team has a backup to all this. So when team fights happen, purple has the advantage of the AoE ults. Their AoE ults are a little bit better, although they have disengaged from Janet, who now actually has her Oracle back from dying earlier, which is good to note because they'll actually be able to gain map advantage and vision advantage, which is very, very important in competitive games. But they also have, you know, the AoE from Morgana, so they can actually counteract that a little bit. But when it comes to damage output, there's you still have Ezreal here, who is behind Kog'Maw, but Otter is doing very, very well. He's at 200 CS. He's ahead of Kog'Maw. He has his Bloodthirster. He's been filling up stacks. Overall, just looking a lot better than Kog'Maw. Although Kog'Maw, out of all the AD carries, has the longest range, can carry the best. I just feel like Purple Team's not going to have enough damage when push comes to shove. They're going to be very, very tanky. But as long as Lee Sin can dragon kick people away from either the AD carries, Ezreal can do some. Ezreal and Vayne can actually do some good kiting themselves, and Vayne has Condemned to defend herself. And they also have Morgana, and they also have Janna to peel for him. So Lee Sin and Janna are going to be ideally purely on peel duty when we go into team fights. Morgana is going to initiate to spread people out on Purple Team so they can be picked off by the AD carries. And Blue's going to try to focus down and pick up another dragon here. And I think, no, they did not pick up the Blue. Although I like Tricycles really wanted to steal it. And we might actually see a team fight go down here. Teleport coming in. Otter coming around the backside, wants to pick himself up at Dexter, but he's not going to be able to do it. Treetop Barrage coming in, hitting Sharks, and will Otter try to kind of engage this? Great jukes back, great patience there. Now he's actually going to move on. Whoa, Ensemble Force coming down from the bottom. Both AD carries juking down as they should. Dusty Fire's going to come under a lot of focus now. Will fall first. Antran staying back off here. Janabeel clearing wards during a team fight. That's pretty cool. Otter tower diving because he can, because he wants to, because he's a boss. Both AD carries like, who takes CS? I don't know. Let's both shoot at whoever gets it, gets it. Fair deals. Great Dark Binding over the wall, followed by Sonic Wave and an execute right there. Great job. Otter in and out, putting a lot of pressure on this turret. They have 5 people steal. Dark Binding's going to land yet again. So we missed all those Dark Bindings. He's finally going to start landing some, making it pay off. And they got to be careful now. Condemned against the wall. Dexter's surely dead. Poor positioning right there, and the rest of them are going to collapse on the Gala, who's going to get pull off Idle Ran just long enough to slow down TK Rain. TK Rain unfortunately getting the tower aggro and falling. So sad. So Blue with a heavy advantage now. Almost 10k. Otter solo pushing mid like a boss. It really is the problem with Purple Team. Purple Team, you know, they can try to play the kite game too, but 2 ADs versus 1, you know, I think Blue just with their lead and with their, you know, having one other AD versus Kog'Maw, they just have way more damage sources. Is that the Soyuruda bait? He knows there's not a ward there though because he has an Oracle, but it would be a cute bait. Blue, the only team with wards on the map, which, pro tip, if you want to try to win a game, or if you are losing, vision is important. I mean, yes, Jan's been going around actually clearing out some of those wards, but they definitely need to get some wards up if they want to stay in this game. And there you have it, warded Blue. Here at Antran doing some dual jungle right there. Janna and Morgana apparently think they can go 1v5 or 2v5. It's pretty pro. Pretty pro. Slow might come down on here, and that would be really bad. Oh, Black Shield to get out of this double bubble, actually. Antran's all in. Otter's actually not in this fight, which is actually really bad for them. They need to get back, need to get out for some peels. Sun's coming down. Arcane Shift. Ult is popped. Tarik's not in this fight either, though, which should be pointed out. And when he comes to this fight, it's going to be all sorts of bad. Actually trying to go on to Dexter, but he's going to be juggled to Kingdom Come. That is a super peel right there. Idle Dran's going to go down, try to pick up Jan. Jan's going to barely be able to escape out. Matt getting stunned under the turret, and in case you're surprised, is in effect. Dexter was picked off there, so a little bit more damage on Matt. Matt's going to be able to barely escape out. The True Shot Bounce just barely going to miss. And now they're chasing even farther. Tarek way too deep at this point, but will he be able to pick up some more kills? Oh, no, he won't. Great, valiant effort. Some of his teammates would have had, you know, the cojones to go in there as well. Might have been able to pull off. TK Rain tempting fate quite a bit here. Arcane shifts out of it. Will he be able to land the Mystic Shot? That's the key. No, he's not safe anymore. Now he might actually finally go down. Arcane shifts one last time. Oh, does not dodge that Resolute Smite. But teleport in by Morgana, who really wants to kill Dusty Virus for some reason. Oh, he's going to miss on that pause of that Dark Binding. Gaining a little bit of speed is Dusty Virus. Baiting in just a little bit, but Antran's finally in on this as well. And Dusty Virus actually might escape this. Good guess. Oh, they will finally see him just over the edge of the wall. Dusty Virus running for his life, but he's going to meet Otter. Otter, not attack moving for some reason. Otter not a fan of attack move, I guess. Purple, putting up some good fights, even though, you can see the gold deficit. I mean, they've been down about 9k gold for quite a bit here. Yet they're still able to, convert some team fights. Sloppy four-man push. Otter still solo pushing top. Wants to have all the creep stats. 240. Keeping pace with Dexter. Dexter has an Infinity Edge as well, but Otter has picked up, not only does he have a QSS, he also has Last Whisper is added on since we last checked. And that's pretty strong. He basically has to sell a Doran's Blade and replace it with some other excellent item. Might see a Guardian's Angel or something like that to give him a little bit more survivability. Or he could go more damage if he really wanted to and be super glass cannon. But I imagine he probably will go Guardian's Angel. That way he can come back up in a team fight. And also makes him less likely of a target. Since if you take him out first and you have to switch focus, he comes back alive, has a chance to still stand, especially with Alt Tumble. You can come back in pretty easily to a fight. And big team fight actually going down here, but no one quite being engaged on yet. Udyr is going to change that though. They're going to go on to Janna, trying to get her to pop her ult. The ult will go off, but not a lot of people are pushed back and stunned. Black's going to Janna, but that's not the right target you really want. Antran's going to juke out to try to survive. This team is so tanky and able to protect Kog'Maw, who's their carry. And if Otter's able to get this turret, then that fight was actually worth it, in my opinion, because once they start opening up these back doors and these turrets, the advantage is in Blue's team's side. So Matt gonna try to run this down. He is very tanky, but now he's gonna be turned around and focus on it. He actually will go down. In response, Otter, you think you are the hunter, but really you are the hunted. Looking pretty good here right now. Trying to trade with Dexter, but that's not gonna work out with so many people backing him up, and TK Rain needs to get out of this. Gonna take some Baron aggro in the process, which is not necessarily the best. You have to be careful with that with Arcane Shift. When you Arcane Shift over a wall near Baron, you will attack him, and he will be very angry with you and decide to attack you. And Purple's decided to pick up Baron, and this is so smart. They should do this. This is the correct move, and it will get them back in this game pretty heavily, even though they have this big, huge deficit. And have had it for quite a while. And Janna coming in here, they need that Kog'Maw damage back. True Shot Barrage, I believe, is down for TK Rain. TK Rain going in will fall as well. So not only will they pick up... Oh, almost stole it. Great attempt there by Soyruda. I don't think he's going to be able to escape this, though. Dazzle coming in for that last hit. They have vision of him. She's going to try to ult to get a little bit of distance. Just need one more. Needs to dodge this. Oh, wow. Just barely misses. Antran, meanwhile, coming up, though, but he's not what he used to be. Morgana coming up and picking up a kill against the armor-heavy man, but now he's going to have to face a very tanky Matt with a Baron buff. Dragon kick away, trying to save themselves while Electricity was going to fall. Antran trying to be a good guy, going to jump over the wall, but Matt is all over him with that flash right away, knows what's up, and really Blue should just be split pushing while they're doing all this, but they keep kind of going in one by one on a Baroned up purple team now, which is not what they need to do. They probably need to split push, because even though they've been up by about 9k, which now that lead has been cut to about 7k, they're actually not ahead in my opinion. I think they have a lot of damage output, but a lot of the rest of their characters are too squishy. They have no tanks, no one that can soak up damage, and Kog'Maw is equally fed with the 80 carries of the blue team. Matt's going to pick up a kill up top. But it'll be interesting to see what Blue decides to do. They probably need to split push. Because the one thing that we've noticed is that Purple's been very distracted whenever they've done an engagement. So really, Blue needs to kite, go with Ezreal, go with that that typical team they have been going with, and have Otter just kite, because Otter almost has a full build already. Kog'Maw's looking at the exact same build pretty much. Otter looks like he's going to go BF Sword, probably going to go another Bloodthirster, I would guess. So he has the double lifesteal and more damage. You only lose half the stacks when you die, so not as bad. And he should probably split push. It makes sense. Makes the most sense to me. They could try to push as a team. They do have a gold lead, but maybe it will work out for them. If they get a team and everybody is there and everybody's on the same page. Because Otter's always been off, but it looks like they're going to split push. So it looks like they're kind of heeding the advice back out here. And so Otter's going to split push, and they really just need to keep kiting and drawing in this team fight. So this is exactly what they want right here. But Idle Dread's going to land first. That's not what they want. They were caught out way too easily there. That's 3 kills. That's not what they want at all, actually. And Otter's going to have to back out of this. And just better AoE teamwork right now for the purple team. And the kills have almost evened up. The gold is starting to even up. So, what was a 9k team gold lead? Just the comp is coming through here late game for purple. I didn't feel like they had enough damage, but all you need really is Kog'Maw, and blue just keeps getting in fights that they shouldn't be in. Situations they shouldn't be in, and Otter, team healing at the last second trying to save himself, and trying to back out. This won't be able to do it. Otter trying to trade, and I think that's probably game, actually. So purple coming back from a 10k deficit, essentially, and gonna pull off a win. Blue just I think they stayed split too long, and I think they let purple catch up. Purple was behind. They weren't as tanky. They weren't looking as good, and they will pick up Dexter and some other usual suspects. It doesn't matter. Dusty 5's trying his hardest to kill this Nexus, but there's too tanky. There's nothing left. After Otter falls, Ezreal can't actually peel through these tanky characters as well. You see they're taking a turret as well while he's trying to kite. It doesn't matter. And really, they just need to come back and focus on the turret. And Kog'Maw, that's why he's the best AD. He's better than 2 ADs combined, as long as you have peel for him. And purple team coming through with the win.
Victory.
I am a fan.